In this video, I'll review Borrowify by vendor Rick Nguyen, and I'll give you my honest opinion on whether this is any good, and I'll show you around the members area. There it is. I'll show you what's on the dashboard, and keep watching because I'll show whether or not this will bring you any value, and as well, I'll show you how you really could get into trouble quickly with this software. And then I'll show you what it costs, the OTOs or the upgrades, and then I'll give you the pros and cons. And you can see for yourself if Borrowify will make you money. I've bought so many products like this one over the years that I haven't been happy with. So now I'd like to help people like you save money and time and give you the information you need before you buy software. All right, let's take a look at the sales page for Borrowify. So they claim that with this software, it's the fastest way to build trust and a rapport with your audience. And it's a one-click app that supposedly lets you ethically hijack sites like the New York Times here and so forth, so that you can get all these leads, payments, and free traffic. So basically, what this software does, it enables you to clone or copy other websites. So the ones like they claim, the New York Times, Daily Mail, and so forth. Now, here's the short story. This software is not going to bring you any value. And in fact, I really don't recommend it because you really could get into trouble with this. You're stealing other people's sites. You're stealing their content. And they call it borrowing. But of course, it's the same as stealing. As I'll go through this software in greater detail is Borrowify. And I'll show you exactly why I don't recommend it. So let's go into the members area. And so it's a plugin based on WordPress. And here on the dashboard, when you first get in, you have to create a ticket for support. And then you have the training section. We'll just take a brief look at that. And there's really not much there. Now I am reviewing this before the launch, so they may put more in because there really is very little on here. This one's only a minute and a half. Same with this one. And this one is only a minute and 50. So the training is poor. There's not a lot here. But now let's go back to the dashboard. And the next one is where you create that campaign, they call it. So basically this is where you borrow other people's content. So now what I found with this, it doesn't work for every one of them. And it does say that. Some websites don't allow third-party websites to load their content. So if you get any of these messages, please use a different website. Now it's interesting on the sales page that they say 99% of this works, or that you can steal or borrow other people's websites up to 99% of the time. But I've tried 4 and only 2 of them work because they suggest Fox News. So let's try that. So here's Fox News and I'll copy that URL. So there we got it. And then you say borrow page and Fox News works. But let's try then the New York Times. Let's try that one. So same thing, I'll copy that one, and then we'll try that one, if that one does any better. So New York Times, and no, it refuses to connect. So it's not looking good so far. And then another one that they recommended was this Daily Mail. So this one here, let's copy that website, and then we'll see if that works. We'll put it in there. Borrow page. And it does work. So that's 2 out of 3 so far. So let's try one more, and we'll try CNN. So I'll do the same thing. I'll copy that, and we'll go back to Borrowify, paste that in, and we'll borrow that page. And CNN.com refused to connect. So far only 2 out of 4 connect. So that's not a very good average. But anyways, let's go to one of these that work, and I'll show you how Borrowify works. So let's put in the Daily Mail URL. I'll borrow that page. And then here on the right, as you can see, these are the Borrowify options. Basically what it allows you to put over top of the content that you are borrowing. So you can have an image pop up, and then a video pop up, or an opt-in pop up. And then you would save it, and then you would get the link from it. And then you could put that link on social media, and then they would come expecting to see Daily Mail, and then your pop-up would appear on the screen within a few seconds. Like here it says after 20 seconds you can actually redirect them to your link even. So let's just try this once to see if it does work. Well, let's do one of these. Let's do an image pop-up. So let's put in our header text. This is spam. And now for target link, I thought I would try warriorplus.com just to see if that works. Let's put in the link for Warrior Plus and we'll see if it works. Then you hit upload. And now this is what they would see when they come here. This is your overlay or this image pop-up that Borrowify lets you put on. And then that would be your link. You click on that and then it should go to the link, which it does, to Warrior Plus. So that does work. And then if you hit the save button, it'll keep that campaign. And then you can either view the page or go back. So let's go back. And then now it should be in here in one of these. And then so here it is down here. So then you can look at it, you can delete it. Or here is where you would share it to social media, where they claim that you're going to get traffic with it. So you have these options here. Now, it's interesting, this button here doesn't always like to come off, and I don't know why. So this software is definitely a little bit glitchy. Sometimes you got to go to the menu to get out of it. There we go. But anyways, that's basically it. Here's the campaigns list, which was where we were. You can look at the live campaigns. And then this is the ad machine, they call it, where you would create an advertisement. And basically all this is just a simple graphics designer. You can go to canva.com with a free account and get something that's way better than this simple one anyway. So that's all there is to Borrowify. So now let's go into the things that I don't like with it. To begin with, you are stealing, or what they call it, borrowing other people's works. Because you are taking websites like with the ones that I showed, the ones the Daily Mail or any one that you want, if it works anyways, and you're taking it and basically profiting from other people's work, other people's content. So do you think if you borrow someone's website, like those big ones, or any website, do you think they're going to be happy with you? Of course not. At the very best, they're just going to shut you down. At worst, they'll slap you with a lawsuit for going against copyright laws. This is serious stuff. They don't fool around with that. And you might think, well, how are they going to know if I've used their content? Well, there's lots of websites or software that lets people know when their content is being borrowed or stolen. Let's take a look at some right now. This one is called Copyscape. So they check for plagiarism. And then look at this. Search for copies of your page on the web. So that's what this one does. And it'll actually protect and defend your website. And they have automatic plagiarism alerts. So no doubt, all those big name websites and most websites will be using this now. They'll know immediately when someone tries to borrow or copy their content and use it for their own. They'll get an email or an alert somehow, and then what they'll do is they will shut down your business and shut down your website, and you will not be allowed to use that. And you could get fined. Now, there's something called DMCA takedown. Let's take a look at that. And here we are. Now, this is very similar. This one has your content been stolen. And then you can get a takedown. And there's so many other things here that you can get to help protect your website from people copying your content. And then they will be taken down. And there's a lot of other things that websites can do or businesses can do when their content is copied, because that is against copyright laws. So using Borrowify, go back there, this is very dangerous. You're skirting around the copyright laws and you're just looking for trouble borrowing or stealing other people's content. And I thought it was interesting on the sales page, and this is another thing that I don't like, is that they say that you have to build trust and authority with your customers, which is true. But do you think you're going to build trust with your customers by borrowing or stealing other people's content? People are going to know exactly what you're doing, that it's not your website. If they ask you, oh, how did you manage to get your pop-up on that CNN website? And you're going to have to say, well, you know what, legally I didn't really do it properly, but I was stealing it. So obviously that's not building trust. So that's something that this will not help you. And as well, they claim you're going to get all that free traffic by posting your link to that stolen content on social media. But if you're just a beginner, how on earth are you going to have a following on any of those social media sites? And if you're someone experienced, as an experienced marketer, you're never going to touch software like this because you know you're going to get in trouble. So they make this for newbies who don't know any different. And it's really unfortunate because the sales page is very, very misleading and will get you into trouble. So next, let's go into the pricing and the OTOs for Borrowify. So for the front end, it's $14 to $17. And then the OTO number 1, Borrowify Pro, where you can have unlimited campaign and unlimited websites cloned or stolen. That's $32. Number 2, the Advanced, $37. This is where you can actually clone any site and replace any keyword on it with your affiliate link. And then they got a few other things. Number 3 is $50, done for you agency builder. And then OTO number 4 is the Borrowify Club, 4 best-selling products and weekly software. And of course, there are going to be similar products to this that are very low quality. And then OTO number 5, you can actually resell Borrowify. But please don't, because then you could just get into more trouble by selling it. So that's all for the OTOs. Now let's go over the pros and the cons for Borrowify. So there's only one pro that I could find. On the front page or on the sales page, they claim there's a 30-day money-back guarantee if they honor it, but hopefully you don't buy it in the first place. And now for the cons, the software really doesn't work that well anyways. 2 out of those websites that I wanted to borrow using that software didn't work. So only 2 out of 4 work. And even if it does work, it's still actually a con anyways, because you don't want the software to work because you're just stealing anyway. So that's still a con. Another con is the results of this is at best, those websites that you're borrowing, they're going to either shut you down, or at worst, they're going to slap you with a lawsuit for going against copyright laws. And another con is there's no traffic. Just by posting to social media will not get you traffic. So in summary, this will not give you a sustainable business and could get you into a lot of trouble. I only give it 0 to 10 stars because of that. This one is not worth trying. And this review is just my own opinion. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.